off the playoffs against Park of Cottage Grove. Hello and welcome to Maple Grove High School. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, always fun when we get to this time of year. Maybe not so much fun tonight. It is cold. It's not raining, thankfully, for the first time in 3 days, but the wind has definitely moved in, and the cold temperatures, we're in the mid to low 30s right now, and a little bit of a brisk wind.
Well, this is what playoff football is all about. You got to bear the elements. The great thing is it's the same for both teams, right? So we've been in rain, we've been in snow, we've been in cold. You got to figure it out. You just got to play football. But I'll tell you, this weather just makes me very glad in my old age, John, that we're in the booth.
Right. Park Cottage Grove comes in with 3 wins on the regular season. Maple Grove comes in at 6-2. A good regular season, but tempered a little bit in their last regular season game. Although a win, they lost their top offensive weapon this season. Chuck Longama got hurt in the pregame, probably out for the season. He was having a record-breaking year at running back for the Crimson.
He really was, and that's a big loss, no matter how talented of a team you are. His numbers were eye-popping, John. You'd see the moves he would make. He was one of those rare guys, whenever he touched the football, you weren't surprised if it ended in a touchdown. He was that talented. So it's a devastating loss, but they've now had a week of practice to prepare. They're going to see more of a running back by committee. And the good news, if you're a Maple Grove fan, they got a lot of talent, a lot of guys that are just winners and know how to play football. So you're going to see some of those guys on the defensive side coming over to offense. It's not going to be the same, but it can still be very successful.
Let's look at our key players, starting with the Wolfpack. Brett Solomonson's kind of a do-it-all guy, right? Offense and defense.
Yeah, leading rusher, over 700 yards rushing. What's even more amazing, he's got over 100 tackles on the year, so he's a two-way player. And I'll tell you, to stop Maple Grove's run, he's going to have to be a beast tonight. He's going to have to be double digits in tackles. And also, I think the thing when you look at the Wolfpack, John, is they have really good balance. They run for about 180 yards a game, and they rush for or pass for about 180 yards a game. So he's going to have to be really big on both sides of the football for them to have a chance to win tonight.
For Maple Grove, also a two-way starter, Henry Stang, one of the guys that Ryan's talking about, that's going to have to pick up the load, running the football, plays in the defensive backfield, throw to him, he can do a lot of things.
Yeah, last week he had 10 carries, he caught 2 touchdown passes, and he also had double-digit tackles. So you talk about impacting the football game on both sides. We've been saying his name, all year long. He's a great athlete, and they're going to really rely on him to kind of pick up some of that slack offensively. The good news is he's very capable of it.
Need 5 wins to win the Prep Bowl in 6A. Win 1 comes tonight for someone. We'll take a break, come back with a kickoff. Park and Maple Grove High School football on CCX next.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
We're back at Maple Grove High School, Park of Cottage Grove in Maple Grove. First round of the 6A playoffs tonight. 32 teams beginning play in Class 6A tonight. Ryan, there's your colorful look at the 6A tournament. Maple Grove bottom right here against Park Cottage Grove. The winner here tonight will take on either Edina or Farmington. So if the Crimson win, they would be at home in that game next Friday night. And then after that, we go to neutral site for the state quarterfinals in 2 weeks.
Well, and I know you never want to look too far ahead, but that's a bracket I think they can win if they play their best football. You get Eden Prairie in a different bracket, Centennial, who, they play in Lakeville South in a different bracket, but Lakeville North, too, is having a good year. I think this is a very winnable bracket for Maple Grove. Although I know Coach would say we're just looking at tonight only.
Eden Prairie, the top 1 seed on the upper right there. They're having a terrific season. Park Cottage Grove will kick off tonight to start tonight's game. And Maple Grove, you get ready for the week of weather. You had to practice in the rain. All of a sudden, the temperatures drop overnight, and you got to gear up and get ready for the cold.
Well, the last time we saw Maple Grove, John, was at St. Michael Albertville game where
horrible rain.
It was wet and windy and cold that night, too. So they're used to it. They've gotten experience.
And anytime it gets cold and the weather, really the biggest thing that you're looking at is turnovers. Taking care of the football, always a key to who wins a game.
Matthew Commande to kick off, and let's go. The playoffs are underway. Maple Grove will watch that ball sail out of bounds. Penalty, and they'll get the ball first down and 10 at their 35 to start.
Doesn't it seem like yesterday we were here doing Maple Grove Osseo again?
Yeah.
I mean, that football season just flies by. And Maple Grove going to get good field position here with that penalty. Yeah, and kind of, I think for Coach Lombardi, of course, you lose a great running back like that, but it kind of really gets into his creativity, right, and his coaching ability. How do you change things up? And having a week now to prepare for it, expect to see a lot of different things with Maple Grove.
On first down, it's Ryder Skanson. He'll see some carries tonight. We talked about the running back by committee. Ryder, one of the guys that will carry the ball, and he picks up on first down 7 yards out to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good size. Only a sophomore, but 6'1", 205 pounds. He's going to give you that straight-ahead, powerful, physical running. And I'll tell you, anytime you get 7 yards on first down, that's a win.
Caden Harney up under center on second down and 3. A hand the ball off. It's a first down for Henry Stang, and he'll pick up 7 more out to the 49-yard line. And Brett Salmonson, who we talked about in the pregame, on the tackle.
Yep, and he's going to get more and more carries. And as he gets more and more of those carries, John, I think you're going to see him get more and more confidence. And you look at Caden Harney, again, only a sophomore. I think he's had an outstanding year. They haven't asked him to throw a ton, but you can see great completion percentage, and the thing you love is that 12 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He takes care of the football.
Dylan Vokal gets the carry here, and he'll be dropped for a loss of 1 back at the 48-yard line. Duran Blassie on the tackle, one of the captains. It'll be second down and 11.
Yeah, and a nice job by Cody Akins, too, a linebacker getting in there. And I'll tell you, if I'm Cottage Grove, I am trying to stop the run. I'm selling out stopping the run, especially with the elements. I'm trying to force Maple Grove to beat me through the air.
So second down at 11, 3 plays, 3 different running backs.
Yeah, good balance. And don't be surprised, too, to see Dylan Vokal not only running the football, catching the football, but maybe also throwing the football.
Oh, the ball went into Stang's hands. He dropped it, and Park Cottage Grove has recovered. It's a fumble and a recovery for Park at the 49-yard line. Recovered by Blassie, who had the tackle for loss on the last play. Comes up with the turnover here for Park.
Yeah, huge play, and that's what we just talked about, turnovers. And you get those cold hands. And you can see ball there. Just never had really good grip of it. Heads-up play by Blassie, too, just getting in there and getting on it. That's a big start. When you're on the road playing the defending champions, that's exactly what you needed.
So Taryn Blasey takes it over. It's first down and 10 from the 48. Maple Grove looked like they jumped. But we'll see.
It almost looked like the motion in the backfield may have gotten Maple Grove to jump a little bit early there. Yep. Then you'll see that. Sometimes motion will trigger guys, and you'll see them react to that and just a tad bit early. Yeah, I see. I mean, that's how I know I'm getting soft. It's 34 out. I feel like I'm in the middle of Antarctica here. Oh.
First and 5 run, and a tackle immediately on Salmonson, and Bo Draheim makes contact at the hole and drives him back. No gain.
How good has Draheim been this year? And again, we always talk about those linebackers that Maple Grove has, and it doesn't matter what year they are. They just seem to keep coming. Great tackle. You see Ben Peterson. And you'll see them. They're going to rotate quarterbacks. You're going to see 2 quarterbacks tonight. Both of them pretty good and pretty accurate with the football.
Another handoff inside. A little more push from that Cottage Grove line this time. And 3-yard gain down to the 40-yard line. Will set up a third down and 2 to go for the Wolfpack. Salmonson getting the carry again.
Yeah, and again, nothing fancy, but just positive yards. And when you're on the road, especially the early, you got to win first and second down, set up third and manageable. So far, Cottage Grove done just that.
They get back to the line of scrimmage in their hurry. Hand off to Salmonson again. He'll be short of a first down. Maple Grove able to hold up that line and bring him down for a gain of 1. It'll be 4th down and 1. Cottage Grove certainly will go for it here.
I love that. I mean, you're in midfield. You're on the road. You want to send a message that you believe in your team. Absolutely good call going for it.
Quarterback running and trying to carry the ball over the line of scrimmage, and I think he was successful, was the quarterback. And Peterson will get her first down, though, marking down at the 37-yard line.
Watch him lift his arms up right here. And that was smart because you could tell he wasn't getting much more of a push. And again, it's where that football is. So very heads-up play there to just lift that football up. You got to be careful because guys can slap it out of there, but he held on to it and got a big first down.
1st and 10 for Park from the 37. Play action, throwing. Salmonson is hit behind the line of scrimmage, breaks through that tackle, and gets a couple of yards. Stang hit him for what would have been a tackle for loss, and he ended up getting positive yardage. Not much, but he did pick up a couple of yards.
Well, and he took a big hit, too, and it might have been a loss of 2 or 3 yards instead. Good strength there by Salmonson just to get something positive out of picking up 2. I like the call, though. The screenplay, well developed, just really nicely played there by Maple Grove.
2nd and 8 from the 35. Man in motion. Salmonson, play action, has protection, throws over the middle, a little bit behind his receiver, and incomplete. Coverage downfield by Jack Weigel on the pass intended for Dom Batts.
Yeah, and Weigel was there, and I'll tell you what made that, John, was Henry Stang from that linebacker position got good depth, and there was just nothing underneath that, no lane to throw that ball into.
3rd and 8 from the 35. Park right up on that line again. Salmonson swings out of the backfield and trying to run forward and does, getting a couple of yards. Is Peterson again. Looks like he might be tackled for loss. Instead picks up 3. They'll get to the 32-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 5 to go.
And again, just making something positive. Not much there. They were trying to get a quick throw out to the flats, but it was well defended. And just a quick decision by Peterson there to keep it.
On 4th and 5. He's going to throw, and the ball is broken up on the pass down to the 20-yard line. And again, on the coverage, and this time the pass breakup was Weigel on the pass that was intended for Skylar Morgan.
Yeah, a little confusion in the background. It almost looked like Peterson collided with his running back there. I didn't think he had much to throw to. He actually put a good throw on it. It was right on the money. Just Weigel in a great position. And I'll tell you, as a D-back, you have a tendency to get there early and get contact. He did a nice job holding off on that and knocking it down.
Matt Lombardi, 12th year as head coach. This was coach of the year last year following that perfect 13-0 Crimson season. So Maple Grove, 2nd possession. Harney going deep for Vokal, and there's a penalty flag and definitely interfered with down in Park Cottage Grove territory. It'll be a 1st down for Maple Grove.
Yeah, Jacob Zarnota there, number 16, in good coverage. But I'll tell you, anytime you don't get your head around and look like you're making a play on the ball, that's an easy flag. You got to get your head around and make it look like you're going at the ball. And typical Coach Lombardi, after getting a big stop, he takes a shot down the field. And well thrown. Yeah. And again, pretty good coverage. You just got to get your head around. Otherwise, the ref's going to call that all the time. And a nice job by Vokal, too, getting back and trying to make a play on the ball, knowing he would probably draw the pass interference.
Crimson up on the line in a hurry, and Skanson had a hole and got tripped up. Looked like it could have gone for a lot more. And Salmonson on the tackle. 2nd carry for Skanson, and both of them have gone for 7 yards. This one may be closer to 8. So look at the starters for these teams. Park Cottage Grove on your left, Crimson on the right.
If Salmonson doesn't make that tackle, that might have gone for a touchdown. Really nicely blocked up front.
On 2nd and short, and getting the 1st down, a gain of about 3 yards. Skanson again, and Maple Grove will have it at the 40-yard line.
And again, I think Maple Grove's, John, is going to be able to do what they want on offense tonight. It comes down to penalties, turnovers, execution. And I'll tell you the hardest part about playing in the cold weather, like we talked about after that first fumble, is your hands. Your hands, you can feel warm, but your hands are so cold, they're almost numb. You can't bend them as well, and that football becomes harder. It just comes more difficult to hang on to the football.
There's a Park player down at the 36-yard line, and now popping back up is Keon Moody, limping off. You see that we didn't had a chance to talk about this. The Guardian caps, that they're called, that the Park Cottage Grove wearing. They're the first team in Minnesota to wear them in games. They started wearing them in practice this year, and went to them in games to help with concussions. And talking to their coaches, it's going to be more than just them next year doing it here in Minnesota. First down and 10 for Maple Grove, an inside handoff and a gain of 2 yards to the 38-yard line on the carry, that time by Cedric Buchholz, his first carry tonight.
And a nice tackle by Blassie, too. But, yeah, to get back to that, John, as someone who had multiple concussions, hey, if there's something that they can do that can help, even if it's a small percentage, I'm all for it. And I know a lot of people, you don't like the looks of it, the aesthetics of it, but, man, if it can help in preventing concussions.
A lot of space for Dylan Vokal. He's down to the 20-yard line, breaks a tackle, and gets down to close to the 10. That's a big first down for Maple Grove. Looks like he stepped out at the 20-yard line, but it's still a gain of 18 on his second carry.
Yeah, and you're going to just see he kind of does everything for this team. You see at running back, he's got good speed. He's physical. You're going to see him make some great catches, too. And, of course, last week threw 2 touchdown passes, too. So you'll see him on defense. He kind of does everything. He's just a good athlete that knows how to play, knows how to win, and they're going to find different ways to get the ball in his hands.
Saw a good block on the edge there from his big tight end, Nathan Romatka, there to seal off. Kind of give him a lot of running room. First and 10 from the 20. Harney, roll out right, throws downfield. It's caught, and it's a touchdown. And Maple Grove's on the board first, as the guy we were just talking about as the blocker, Nathan Romatka, with the touchdown catch, and it's 6-0 Crimson.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the reward. You get a good block on the edge, we're coming right back to you. Great play action, defense all flowing to the left side there, and a great ball fake. And just an easy throw for Caden Harney, and he's really good at throwing on the run. We've seen it a number of times this year, how accurate he is, and you couldn't ask for someone more open than Romatka walks into the end zone.
Only his 6th catch of the year, but 3 have been for touchdowns. They're going to go for 2 tonight. Harney throws, and then he goes right back to number 8, and it's 8-0 Crimson.
Well, great job by Harney avoiding. He was almost sacked there. Good pressure in the backfield, able to get to the outside. And I'll tell you, that's something as a sophomore, as you've gotten experience now, you don't rush that, you don't panic, able to break contain, and still have the patience to deliver that. Watch him get out of this. Oh, here's the touchdown. Good speed, good patience. Let your receivers develop. Let them get open. And very accurate with the football. And a nice route there. They had routes short, medium, and deep. Hard to defend all 3 levels there. And again, the key is just that patience. There's the ball fake. Look at him avoid the pressure and the sack. Doesn't panic. He's got 2 defenders coming up in his face. Bought an extra second or 2, and Romatka coming across there on a crossing route.
Yeah, we talked about Maple Grove in the games we've done of theirs, having to replace so many seniors. They've got a big junior class and big sophomore class. A lot of these kids, including those 2 guys involved in that play, will be back next season.
Yeah, and you know, when we talked to Coach Lombardi on opening night, he said, listen, we're good, but we're young, and we got a lot of guys that don't have a ton of experience. They graduated so many kids from that great team last year, and you've kind of just seen that.
The little pooch kick, and it's caught. And receivers, that play has worked so well for Maple Grove over the years. We saw last year, a couple of times in a playoff game here against Forest Lake, and this time Park Cottage Grove able to recover, and they've got the ball in good territory, almost to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and Coach Lombardi just has a knack for that timing, right, of calling those kind of plays, but a nice job by Cottage Grove there to be ready for it and hang on to that. Now they're rewarded with good field position.
Miguel Thielen on the play. The first pass here is incomplete. Yoel Nifta is now in the at quarterback. He's the junior QB. Yoel Nifta, 6 foot, 165 pounds. Oh, excuse me, Miskra Sigish. It's second down and 10. He throws the ball downfield and incomplete. And it'll be third down.
Yeah, and he comes into this game, John, with some good stats. He's thrown for almost 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, and really has a nice arm. They're going to look to throw more when he is in the game. And that time, just great coverage. I'll tell you, he was looking for bats. And bats on the year, 14 catches, 7 of them for touchdowns. So he's kind of been their big play guy, their touchdown guy. And nice little play action. They took a nice shot down the field.
So Osseo on third down and 10 now. He's going to keep it and run. And he will only get about a yard before he's dropped for a gain there, a very short gain. And it'll be 4th and 9. And Park will have to punt on the tackle by both teams.
Really nice play by Thien coming up from that linebacker position. And I'll tell you, Osseo is a good runner. He's their second leading rusher on the year, so a dual threat quarterback. That looked like a quarterback designed run right from the start. Maple Grove, again, with that linebacking group especially, so sure-handed in their tackling.
Vokal back deep to receive. Osseo was able to get 1 yard on that short series. Ball punt away. Very, very short punt. It does take a little bit of a Park bounce. And Maple Grove will get it at the 35. So that goes for just 18 yards and no return.
That's one of those, as a coach, you wish you knew that was going to happen because you would have just gone for it. You know, but Maple Grove, again, they took that shot with the onside kick, the little pooch kick. It didn't work out, but defense 3 and out. They get excellent field position here to start.
Here's a look at Rick Fricklin, his 5th season as head coach at Park Cottage Grove. Really likes the program. He's a St. Thomas Academy grad, coached with that program, but came over here 5th season as head coach. And the wins are coming. I mean, they're one of the smaller schools in Class 6A, and certainly a tough matchup for them tonight, but likes his kids, likes his program. Yeah. And here's Dylan Vokal, and he's loose. And he's going to go for a touchdown. This is a 65-yard score.
Wow. A great job by Dylan Vokal. Made a nice little cut there, but how about that job up front? Some great blocking up front. Opened up a nice hole from them. And again, Vokal showing that speed. He's got good height. He's 6'2". Gets those big strides going, and he was pulling away there. No one was going to catch him.
He's also the holder on the extra point, so they're going to go for 1 this time. And receivers will attempt the extra point. And right down the middle. And it's 15-0 Crimson. They get 2 touchdowns, a minute 21 apart.
Yeah, that's just great complementary football. Your offense, first possession, you turn it over, your defense comes up big, you score, defense gets a stop, and then you score again. Just great complementary football. And that's what they did last year, John, so well, is just they played complementary football in all 3 phases. Again, great job up front, but that little cutback coming back to the left got him a seam, and there was no one back there. You see him, just those big, long strides. It looks like a young John Jacobson running track.
Right. An all-new offensive line this year, and they've grown together as a group this year. And certainly some great blocks and a terrific cutback on that play.
And you look at Vokal there, and obviously Langama and some of his runs, but you don't have record-setting running back performances if you haven't been doing your job up front. It goes hand in hand, and they've done a great job of gaining experience. And an offensive line, it's all about cohesiveness and trust and making sure you know your assignments, who you're blocking, and they've just gotten better and better as the year's gone on.
Vokal has just a second rushing touchdown of the season, his 2 receiving touchdowns as well. And it's 15-0 Maple Grove after that early turnover on the first series.
And he's thrown for 2. There's not many guys that have 2 catching, 2 rushing. Oh,
Same play as last time, and this time Maple Grove gets it. So it was almost caught by the same player, Thielen, who had caught the first little pooch kick on the kickoff, and this time wrestled away, and he digs it for Maple Grove. The officials now discussing it. Was it a fair catch signal? You got to allow the guy to catch it, but he did.
He dropped it.
Yeah. They didn't interfere with his ability to catch the ball there.
And heads-up play, too, by Thien. The question, I think, is if Weigel got his hands on him before he was able to catch that. I think that's the question. He didn't hit him, but you could see there was some contact with his hands. And I think that's what they're discussing. Did that impact that drop at all? I think
Coach Lombardi has an opinion on what.
I think he's telling him that they did touch him first, not to count it. Don't you think? How about the taking the chance and doing it again after just doing it the last kickoff? They went right back to it, and it was the right play. It was a heads-up play by Thielen there to call for the fair catch, but I think he dropped it. The question is that contact prior to that?
Looks like Park's going to get the football here, but the discussion is continuing.
There is a way too, John. Instead of kicking that pooch kick in the air, you can drive it down on the ground and then get the carry on it, and then you cannot fair catch that. Yeah, we'll take another look, and you can see there's a fair catch.
Yeah.
The question is, there was hands there. There definitely was by Weigel. Are they saying that impeded with the catch? That's what the flag would be.
I mean, it's a long discussion, Ryan, too. Like one more
and so
look at it.
Watch Weigel's hands right there. I mean, it's a split second, but if you go by the letter of the law, John, there can't be any contact with the fair catch. So I think that's what they're discussing.
I don't know if he touched him before. It's close, and in real time, certainly, it's tough to tell. It's going to be Park football.
Yeah, so they called interference with it. There wasn't much there, that's for sure. You see Coach Lombardi not happy with that. I'll tell you what, though, you do have to give credit to Thielen by calling the fair catch. That's a smart heads-up play. Had he not done that, they could have had that contact with him. So smart play.
Peterson rotates in back at quarterback for the Wolfpack. Little pitch on the end around. 45-yard line out to midfield and spinning toward a first down. And a good run is Skylar Morgan.
Yeah, he's their leading receiver. 53 catches on the year, over 535 yards. You see he's got good speed. That time they get him on the end around. That actually counts as a pass attempt, too, a little shovel pass. And nice kick-out block as well on the outside there by Ben Andrews, and a good gain.
On first down and 10 after a pickup of 11 yards. Back to the run game. And a good first down push, trying to 4-5 yards on the run.
Yeah, and we saw this that first drive, right? When Peterson's in there, they're going to run the football a little bit more. When they bring Osseo in there, they're looking more to throw. So a little bit more balance with Peterson at quarterback.
On second down and 5, Tolmanson got hit and turned sideways. Buchholz, and then that helped to finish him off. It'll be no gain, third down and 5.
Yeah, good push by Sam Hansen that time. Really got up into the backfield, coming from the defensive end spot as you take a look at the starters for both teams here. But yeah, nice job just to get some back to the line of scrimmage there.
On third down, toss again, left side. This is going to go for a first down. And inside the 35, it's Morgan again on the carry. And he'll pick up 9 yards, and Park will have another first down. 2 on this drive.
Yeah, again, good speed coming to the edge. And a nice job kicking out blocks here. Maple Grove did a good job stringing that outside, and as soon as he cuts it over, he just got that good speed, able to pick up the first down.
From the 33, Peterson wants to throw it, and a little short on the pass attempt. Trying to hit it to Ben Andrews. Incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Peterson had to get rid of it because Thien was in that backfield, almost got home for the sack there, but that's what you got to do. If you can't make the sack, you got to force a quarterback throwing it before he's ready to.
2nd and 10. Just over 2.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Big rush. Peterson got rid of it and incomplete. Salmonson was the intended receiver, but a big rush by Jacob Urbanic up the middle forced that ball out a little early.
Yeah, great rush, and Cedric Buchholz did a great job of picking up that screen. He was right on it, too. And those screens are tough, especially with an aggressive defense, because they're going to be at your face in less than a second. You don't have a lot of time to let that play develop.
On third down and 10, Peterson stepping up. Now we'll toss a little short pass, and getting turned around there was Adam Tate. Couldn't hang on to the football. Would have definitely been positive yardage and given them a little fourth and more manageable. Instead, it's now 4th and 10.
Yeah, and you got to figure the way they, especially with the way they punted that first one, they're in 4-down territory here, going to keep the offense on the field. But to your point, John, if they could have picked up even 3 or 4 there, you make it 4th and a little bit more manageable.
3 receivers to the left for the Wolfpack on 4th and 10 from the Maple Grove 33. Peterson throws and almost caught, but incomplete on the pass intended for Bats. And it's 4th down. Maple Grove coverage by Braden Dozier.
Yeah, and again, good coverage. A pretty accurate throw by Peterson. Put it right on the money. And Bats, again, one of his favorite targets, and a good size target at 6'3". Just couldn't quite hang on to it there. That would have been enough for the first there.
Yeah, so a couple drops there that could have kept Park in possession of the football. Maple Grove instead takes over on downs. Skanson the ball carrier on 1st down and 10, and he'll pick up 7 out to the 40-yard line. He's got 4 carries tonight. Ryan, 7, 8, 4, and 7 yards.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for Park of Cottage Grove, John, if they can just convert that, keeping their offense on the field keeps this offense off the field. So defense, Maple Grove in such a nice rhythm offensively.
2nd down and 3. It's Skanson again. Hit, and he's not going to get to the line of scrimmage not to the line to gain for the first down. Blazy on the tackle. Just pick up a couple. They gave him a generous forward progress. They didn't think he got to the sticks, and he did give him 3 yards.
Well, that was a meeting of 2 number 33s there, and Blazy, he's had a couple of nice tackles here tonight. You got a man down for Cottage Grove.
Down near midfield.
Oh, this is Blazy.
Senior linebacker. Captain for this Wolfpack team.
Yeah, and built like a linebacker, right? When you just see him out there, he's that muscular, strong, athletic build, good size at 6'1", 220 pounds. And you see him kind of pointing to his shoulder. That was a physical hit. And you see that left shoulder. I mean, that is as good of a tackle as you're going to find. Now he gets up, and you almost see like he gets a stinger or something in that shoulder.
Yep.
You see a little bit of a delayed reaction on that. And sometimes that can happen where you don't feel that coming down your shoulder and into your arm. Good to see him getting up and getting off on his own power. those hurt, John, but the good news is they usually don't last very long. Hopefully get him back in the game. What a tackle that was.
It was definitely a bundle-up night outside here this evening in Maple Grove. We saw the real field temperature in 25 degrees. As is Vokal on first down and 10, and Cottage Grove ready for him this time, and he gains just 1. It'll be second down and 9 as we wind down to a minute and a half to play in the opening quarter.
Yeah, nice tackle by Cody Akins, one of their linebackers. They went unbalanced to the left side, which means they had an extra blocker over there. And if Akins doesn't make that play, that's going to go for a nice gain. So really nice job by Akins making that play.
Ball just shy of the Maple Grove 45. Park way off the line of scrimmage. Harney's going to step up and run, and he'll pick up 5 out to the maybe 6 to the 50-yard line.
That was crazy defense. Everyone was off the line of scrimmage about 3 or 4 yards back. And you might be thinking, why would you do that? Well, the line doesn't necessarily know what to block or who to block when you start like that. Heads up play by the quarterback there to just realize, like, hey, I'm gonna just run it, and Harney picks up positive yards.
Third down and 3 for Maple Grove.
Let's see if they do that again.
Now back up on the line of scrimmage is the Park defensive front. And Park's going to take a timeout. Didn't either like their personnel or maybe the personnel they saw in the backfield for Maple Grove. And Coach Strickland, who's also the defensive coordinator, calls timeout.
Yeah, and anytime you see number 1, Dylan Vokal, in that backfield, you got to be thinking he's either going to get it to run or he might have a chance to get it and throw. You got to be aware of him, especially when he's in that backfield. Yeah, that was a goofy. I've never seen that. You had 6 guys about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage just kind of rotating around.
Maple Grove, we talked about 6-2 on the season, but I know the guys feel like they really could have won either of the 2 games they lost. 1-point losses to Champlin Park and STMA that they had leads in the fourth quarter and come away with losses on both nights.
Well, and you go back to that St. Michael Albertville game, John, and it was the wet, windy, cold, and I don't know how many turnovers they had, but they dropped the football a lot. And very winnable game for them.
On third down and 3. Hand the ball off, and Park Cottage Grove able to make the stop. A gain of just 1 to the 49. It'll set up a 4th down and 2 for Maple Grove on the carry by Stang.
Yeah, nicely done up front by Cottage Grove there. Just good push, and when they've done a really nice job, sure tackling tonight. Those linebackers are getting a hold of them. They're not getting forward progress.
Maple Grove will keep its offense on the field, but we're going to wait until the second quarter starts. As the final play of the first quarter, played 12 minutes here in Maple Grove, the start of the 6A playoffs, defending state champion Crimson leading Park 15-0. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. John Jacobs and Ryan Iverson, we are back at Maple Grove and ready to start the second quarter. Dylan Vokal gets a carry, and he'll have a first down. That was a 4th and 1 play. They get to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball, and 14 yards later, they got a first down.
Yeah, and Vokal's done a nice job. Whenever he's run to the outside, John, he's had big plays tonight. Nicely got. They seal that edge. He gets to the outside, and nice pickup there. Yeah, you see they're kind of running with that full backfield. So not only do you have your lineman, but you have 2 other running backs out in front, lead blocking for you. Smart call.
First down and 10 from the 36. Harney will pitch it back. This is Stang, cut back to the middle. Yeah. Inside the 30-yard line down to the 27. He'll pick up 8.
And you get a great cutback. Nice job by Carson Lund. Put two, big number 77. Nice kick-out block. Good cutback to the right and big gain on first down. This is I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Lombardi take a shot here, second and short.
Inside the 30 now of Park. Harney instead will hand off, and a big hole. This is Skanson rumbling into the secondary, and he's down to the 5-yard line. That's a pickup of 23 yards.
And just a good balance, a good mix of running outside. This time just a quick trap right up the middle, and another nice cutback. And you just feel Skanson getting more and more confidence, too, the more touches he gets, and just nice job inside and out.
First down and goal for Maple Grove from the 5. Harney will hand the ball off. It's Bo Draheim picking his way toward the end zone. He'll get down to the 2. Pickup of 3 yards for Draheim.
Yeah, and he's a big kid, too, at 6'2", 210. You got Skanson at 205, so some good physicality there up the middle to go along with Stang and Vokal with a little bit more speed.
And it's Harney on the quarterback sneak, and he is. Crimson say he's in. No signal yet. Touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run for the sophomore quarterback. And Maple Grove has put up 6 more here early in the second quarter.
Well, we got so used to seeing those quarterback sneaks the last couple of years, obviously with a great running quarterback. But Caden Harney's also had a pretty nice job running the football this year. He's got some good size as well, and they get those running backs doing the Philadelphia Eagle push from behind. Very hard to stop.
Sievers for the extra point. Up and through. And with 9:48 to play in the second quarter, it's now 22-0 Maple Grove.
Yeah, good push right up the front. Anytime you get those offensive linemen that can fire off low and win that up front, that's really big.
Harney with the rushing TD and his second rushing TD of the season. Talk about Chuck Lungama and what a season he had. Ryan, look at his numbers. 1,425 yards, 21 TDs. Got hurt in the warm-ups last week, averaging over 200-plus yards rushing. And just what I was told would be a miracle if he were able to come back, even if they got to the Prep Bowl, to be able to play this year. And that's too bad. He's got another year to play next season, but certainly a tough loss for the Crimson and for that young man, too. I mean, what a great year you're having, and and that's the way it ends.
He really did. And without joking about it, I would look at the box scores, John, and you'd see him 270 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns. So he just had a magical year, and you just feel for him. And like you said, the good news is only a junior. If for some reason he's able to heal and get back to this year, would be amazing. If not, he's got all of next year. And at least they know what kind of special player they have in him.
First down and 10, Park Cottage Grove from their 30-yard line. Science back in at quarterback. Ball is dropped and covered back at the 22-yard line. It'd be a loss of 8. Solmonson gets on it so it doesn't become a turnover.
Yeah, it's those kind of negative plays like that really put your offense in a bind. And they've done a pretty nice job of winning first and second down, but drop snap and it rolls down. A smart play by Salmonson just to cover it, but again, a loss of 10, almost 8 or 9 on it.
Second down and long, and Osseo throws, and there's a flag, and that's going to be interference on the pass intended for Morgan. Coverage by Weigel, but got a little too physical there, and that'll go against Maple Grove.
Yeah, it looks like their feet got tangled and tripped up a little bit.
15-yard penalty, but not an automatic first down in high school football, and it was 2nd and 19, so it'll be second down still, but now just 4 to go.
Well, they picked that negative play up, and now you set up much more manageable down and distance.
Line of scrimmage now for the Wolfpack at their 36. Sias fakes the handoff, keeps it, fumbles the football. Looked like Maple Grove got on it. Now Park thinks they've got it. No signal yet. Maple Grove's got the football. It is in the hands of Dylan Vokal, the junior.
He's everywhere.
He is.
He is everywhere. I'll tell you what, that was a great play. Sias, great ball fake there, kept it, had enough for the first down, and I couldn't tell if it got stripped or if he just lost it. See these play action there. Look at the hole, nicely blocked, and oh yeah, nice job. It looked like Henry Stang got in there with his hand, knocked it out, and Vokal always by the ball.
Stang with the forced fumble, Dylan Vokal with the fumble recovery. First down and 10.
And watch Maple Grove here. They like to take shots after a turnover. See if they do that again.
Instead, they keep it on the ground, and Skanson on first down and 10. Another big chunk play for him. He's came in, again, Langama obviously got all the carries, or the majority of the carries the first 7 games. It came in with just 69 yards rushing on the season. He's close to that here in the first half. He picks up 7 more yards.
Yeah, and he's done it all right up the middle. Obviously, he broke a big one last possession, but he's consistently getting that 6, 7, 8 yards a carry.
On second down and 3, he'll get the call again, and he'll have a first down before he's driven back. Salmonson on the tackle for Park, along with Keon Moody, but not before Skanson got the 3 yards that he needed for the first.
Yeah, you can just tell the Crimson are in a good rhythm right now on offense. Nothing fancy. They're just good balance. Now here's that unbalanced line. You can see they only have 2 blockers here on the left side. Generally, they're going to run to the strength.
We go to Vokal, and Vokal's got to fight, but he still gets, 4 yards on that play to the 30-yard line. Second down and 6 on his 6th carry tonight.
Well, you can tell, too, Cottage Grove, just from a size standpoint, looks significantly smaller than the Crimson. But I'll tell you, up front, their front 7 are playing tough. They're not giving it easily. And they've had some nice tackles tonight, some good hitting going on.
7:20 and clock running here in the second quarter. Maple Grove looking to put another touchdown on the board here on this drive. From the 30-yard line, there's Park back off the line of scrimmage. Now they come up a little bit. Hand off. Here is Vokal. He's into the secondary. Breaks a tackle and still going. And finally thrown down at the 16-yard line.
I'll tell you, you don't think, it might throw the offensive line off a little bit, John, but I think it's allowing Maple Grove to get a push with that kind of funky defensive line a couple yards off. You see Maple Grove offensive line, good 3, 4, 5 yards downfield, and how about Vokal just finishing it off, refusing to go down.
115 yards rushing for Vokal on 7 carries and a touchdown here in the first quarter. Now we're told his older brother Caden watching tonight down at Iowa State, and so I think we said hi to Caden the first game of the year too.
Oh, we got it. Hi again.
All the Crimson alumni watching tonight. Now there's a lot of them, not just the boys from last year, but in past seasons that tune in and still watch this program and watch some of the guys they played with, or younger, in this case, a younger sibling.
Yeah, and it's fun as the older guy to watch your younger brother now finally getting this stage and this chance, and Caden too, watching his brother Dylan really just blossom into an all-around football player.
Inside the 10, they give it to Skanson, and he is going to get about 5 yards down to the 3-yard line.
Again, Salmonson going to end up in double-digit tackles on the game tonight, but he's just there. The problem is it's 5-6 yards downfield. Just great job up front by the Crimson offensive line.
That's 67 yards unofficially for Skanson now on 9 carries.
And the other thing, too, John, is that you balance it out so everyone stays fresh. Yeah, everyone's getting, 7, 8, 9, 10 carries. You keep people fresh.
Second goal from the 3. Harney will hand off. Skanson lowers his head, and he spins into the end zone, standing up, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, nice job lead blocking there by Cedric Buchholz. Came in, took care of someone. Again, good push up front. Nice job by Michael Wagner, too, number 57. This offensive line having a great night tonight as well.
Seavers on for the extra point. 5:51 to play in the second quarter.
Perfect, right down the middle.
Seavers with 3 extra point, one more will get the touchdown.
Yeah, see the I formation. Again, there's that lead block and just following right up the gut. Matthew Perusa was there. Great push. Mason Breen, those big guys definitely taking care of business up front. And Ryder Skanson, I mean, you talk about the youth, only a sophomore, but you look at his build, I mean, he looks like a senior, just a good, big, solid kid.
His brother Sawyer played here a couple of years ago.
He was great, too. I mean, they're just filled with great football players. And that's, that's one thing Mike Grant used to always tell us is, I don't care what position you are. I just want great players. We'll find a way to utilize you and a way to get you the ball and put you in situations. That's what good coaches do. They find a way to get their best players the ball and in good situations. And Coach Lombardi definitely doing that again.
Just one pass for Maple Grove, Ryan, the 20-yard touchdown pass to Ramotka. Yeah, but everything else on the ground, they've rushed for over 200 yards.
And just haven't needed to, right? I mean, we saw that pass interference call they got earlier, but they've been so good at running the football, haven't really had a need for it.
Short kick into the wind, recovered, and returned out past the 30-yard line, out to the 34. And a good run back of 20-plus yards there for Brian Wright.
Yeah, got him good speed there. Nice little cutback. Gets him good field position. And this is where, if you're Cottage Grove, John, I think you need a drive right now. You need to not only score, but you just got to keep the ball and convert some first downs, give your defense a chance to get off the field for a little bit.
First down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Handoff, Salmonson got hit, and he gets about half of a yard and sent back. So Maple Grove not going to make it easy for Park to get any first downs here. Regardless of the score, right? You want to keep playing solid defense and hold your ground up front.
Yeah, and with Peterson in the game, they've been more prone to running the football, too. So I think Maple Grove is capitalizing on that, too.
Morgan comes in motion, and he gets the
Nice
handoff,
cut.
and he's into the secondary.
Nice.
Morgan with a big gain, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 22-yard line. Tackled by Dozier, but not until it was a big run for Skylar Morgan, the senior. And he's deep into Maple Grove territory.
Yeah, and they've run this play 3 times. It's this little shovel pass with the jet motion, and it's been successful every time. That time, Skylar Morgan, just great speed. And a nice job, too, by Dozier, not giving up on the play.
First down run here, and they'll be inside the 20 and pick up 4 yards on the rush from Salmonson.
And a nice response here by the Wolfpack, too. And we talked about it. This drive was big just for a number of reasons, to stay in the game, but for the confidence, also giving your defense a rest. And Skylar Morgan really been kind of the one bright spot tonight for this Wolfpack offense. I think those count as passes too, don't they? Those little.
I'd have to see that last one. The first one certainly was.
I think that last one was too. It wasn't a handoff. I think they consider it a forward lateral. But clearly you can tell Skylar Morgan's the leading receiver because he's got that great speed. Coach Lombardi, think he's still into the game and intense. He called the timeout. He's telling his defense, this is where you got to buckle down. We can't have any lapses. And that's what it is, a championship mentality, John. It's not some of the time, it's all the time. It's every play, every series. And I think that's what he's really trying to instill in this group of sophomores and juniors that are getting a lot of playing time. He's teaching them how to be champions.
2nd down and 6. This is Morgan again. Buchholz got first contact, and then he was finished off. Cedric Buchholz, a senior, makes the tackle, and it'll be no gain.
Yeah, that was a great play. He took on a block and did not let Morgan get to the outside, and he kind of missed him, but he stuck with it. That was a heck of a play.
3rd down and 7 here for Park from the 19. Peterson wants to throw, has time, lost it to the back corner of the end zone and incomplete. Kind of running out of territory, but it was close to Tom Dean deep in that left corner of the end zone.
Yeah, good coverage by Braden Dozier that time. He played it perfectly. And I'll tell you what, he recognized that ball was out of bounds, and he didn't try to make a play, didn't draw any pass interference, just played the sideline perfectly.
Fourth down for Park from the 19 of Maple Grove. Play action. Peterson going to the end zone again. He's got a man, and Morgan, did he get a touchdown? He was able to get his hands under it and make the catch.
I'll tell you what, that ball was thrown. I thought, where is he throwing that to? And somehow Skylar Morgan got behind the defense. What an effort, too. Did you see him go close on that ball and had to lay out for it? What a catch. And a great job by Peterson to give him a chance to make a play on the ball. That was really impressive.
And the Wolfpack are on the board. That was a terrific play all around. Peterson held his ground, stuck in there, threw the ball, and Morgan, a great job to run it down. Extra point up and through by Camonte, and it's 29-7 here with 4:08 to go in the first half.
That was a tremendous catch. 4th down, we'll play action, and Peterson again just kind of had to throw it up. And I'll tell you, I think what happened on that play, John, is I think Thien got caught watching in front of him and didn't realize Morgan had gotten behind him. And I'll tell you, buying that extra second, again, just giving your guy a chance. And you see the ground. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
great.
gonna give it to him.
Yeah, that was a great effort. Let's see that ball, right? I think you can see it.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah. If this was the NFL, that might be coming back. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, he deserves it just for the effort.
So touchdown on the board for Park. Came into this game on a 3-game losing streak and get some points here. And that was a good drive. They had the little shovel pass / run by Morgan of 43 yards, and then the touchdown there on 4th down from the 18-yard line.
Yeah, Morgan's been probably 80 to 90% of their offense so far in this first half. On kind of those little shovel passes to the outside. He's been really impressive.
Tamonde to kick it off. Kick will be handled at the 15-yard line by Stang. Trying to get outside, does. 25, 30-yard line. Stang to the 45 before he's brought down near midfield. A good run back by Henry Stang.
Yeah, and I like that. As soon as he got it, you see a lot of kick returners, they dance and they slow and they lose time. Stang that time just got it and he went full speed, and that's what you got to do. And he was able to get to the outside, great speed. And you can see what makes him dangerous as a running back now, too, is just that good speed.
Line of scrimmage, Maple Grove 47-yard line. Plenty of time to put together a scoring drive. Just 53 yards away from the end zone. They look to close it out here with more points. Try to answer that Park TD. Harney has only thrown once, so put it up a second time here. Kind of floats, but Vokal able to make the catch down at the 37-yard line on a pickup of 16 yards.
Yeah, and with the wind, you could see that ball kind of hung up in the air a little bit. But when you got a great athlete and a guy you trust, especially a young quarterback, you end up trusting certain guys. And Dylan Vokal certainly has earned Harney's trust. He throws up. You see that ball kind of hung up. But great job just finding it. We call pointing that, right? You get up and you point that ball and you get it at its highest point. Almost like an alley-oop in basketball.
Back to the run. The ball is out. I think Maple Grove got back on it. Skanson fumbled last week against Minneapolis, able to get back on it here, or someone did from the Crimson anyway, and Maple Grove still with the football.
And I think Draheim was able to jump on that. And you could tell Skanson almost bobbled that immediately when he had it. As soon as he got to the line, he was kind of losing control of it. Let's see if we can see. Oh, yeah, it was staying. Yeah, it was on
my fault, Ryder.
On the handoff.
It wasn't Ryder nowhere near the ball. Don't give that fumble to me. It was staying on the fumble. He's fumbled twice here in the first half. They didn't lose this one.
And that was on the exchange there. He never really got a good grip on it.
Roll out. Harney under some pressure, throws into some traffic, but gets the completion. It'll be just shy of the first down to the 28-yard line. You bring up 3rd down and 1.
Nice throw. Again, standing in there, knowing you're going to take a hit. And just talk about trusting your receivers, giving your guys a chance to make the play. What could have been a 5 or 6 yard sack instead turns into a positive gain. Good ball fake and good job pressuring him.
Ramotka on the catch. 3rd down and 1.
Oh.
Definitely Skanson this time, and he's got plus yardage again inside the 20 and driving down to closer to the 16.
Yeah, under 2 minutes still, but plenty of time. 2 timeouts remaining. Maple Grove not in any hurry here. You want to run that clock down as low as you possibly can. I'll tell you, Skanson's having a monster first half running the football.
1st down and 10 for Maple Grove at the 17 after an 11-yard gain by the sophomore Skanson. Back to Stang here. Picks a little hole inside, takes a hit inside the 10 at the 9-yard line as he's knocked down by Zach Carr. It'll be 2nd down inside the 10-yard line now and short for Maple Grove.
Yeah, and a little mishap in the backfield. Timing was a little bit off, but it's a nice job by Stang to recover, showed that explosiveness. And I'll tell you, Zach Carr looked like he was driving a car that time when he laid that hit down. Good physical contact.
Pitch goes left. This is Vokal on the carry. It'll be a short gain. It is a good hit, but it is a 1st down for Maple Grove. They only needed 1, picked up 2. It'll be 1st and goal for the Crimson.
Yeah, and again, just wearing them down, running inside, running outside. Good physical, hard running, and spreading it around, too. We've seen Stang. We've seen Skanson. That time we see Vokal.
Give it back to Skanson again to the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown of the quarter, and it's 35-7.
Well, and that's what you want out of a response. You give up a touchdown. How do you respond? You come down and you do what you've been doing all half, and that's just dominating the line of scrimmage. We saw a couple of pass plays mixed in there. Otherwise, just more of the same physical, pounding the rock, and good offensive line play.
Seaver's extra point is good, and with 44 seconds to go here in the first half, it's now 36-7. Maple Grove. Skanson with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and that was his 12th carry of the half. 88 yards for him on a dozen carries. Look at the touchdown again. Good push up front. Skanson just a nice hard run, too, of 7 yards to get to pay dirt. Ryan Iverson is headed down to the field. We'll hear from both coaches at halftime. Rick Strickland first and Coach Lombardi of Maple Grove before we start the second half. Well, Maple Grove, big favorites coming in, and the turnover on the first possession and a couple of breakdowns on the last series defensively. But other than that, you're not going to complain about a 29-point lead late in the first half. Sievers to kick. Drives this one deep. It'll be taken at the 10-yard line. To the 20, it's Morgan thrown down at the 21-yard line. And a return of 12 yards before the special teams tackle made by Jack Weigel. In the Park, I wouldn't think they're not a team that's going to throw the ball a ton anyway is going to do anything too crazy here. Still deep in their own end. And I'm guessing this might be a kneel down or at minimum just a handoff. Peterson, the quarterback. They had flag down. There was a lot of movement there before the snap. It's going to back Park up 5 yards. Second penalty for Park, their first since the opening kickoff when they kicked it out of bounds. They bring first and 15 now. Handoff goes to Salmonson. Breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage, gets out past the 25 to the 28-yard line. It's a nice run of 10 yards on first and 15, 12 yards. Clock continuing to run. Get back up to the line of scrimmage. Run another play here. Peterson down to 15 seconds to go. They're going to wait till the last second, call a timeout, or let it go to 000. And it looks like that's what they've decided to do. We'll go to halftime with our score. Maple Grove 36, Park 7. Park getting their points late there in the second quarter, but Maple Grove coming back after that touchdown from Peterson to Morgan with 4:08 left. Crimson come right back, and in the final minute, a touchdown run by Skanson to make that score 36-7. Playoffs will continue next Friday night in Class 6A for the smaller classes. Playoffs started on Tuesday night of this week, although in the sections where you don't have a full 8 teams, some of the top seeds are not playing their first playoff games until Saturday. So it'll be a cold day in Minnesota for football tomorrow, and not very pleasant tonight either. But you're a Maple Grove fan, at least you can bundle up, and you look and your team's up big as we get ready for the start of the second half coming up. A lot of playoff action coming up still on CCX in addition to football. Next week we'll have the Section 5A championship game, which very well could be Cooper and Armstrong. Both of those teams will host games tomorrow. And next Wednesday, Section volleyball as Champlin Park takes on Wayzata. Let's go down to the field now and Ryan Iverson.
Hey, Coach, what were your thoughts there in the first half?
Well, they're clearly executing at a much different level compared to us. We've had some opportunities to get off the field on third down on defense, and they've just capitalized. We haven't been able to capitalize when we've had the opportunity.
I thought offensively, I mean, you guys moved the football well. You had a great drive there to score. What did you see that you liked offensively?
We're moving the ball around to some different playmakers. We're getting into some looks and formations that we had been preparing for. We just got to execute on the defensive side to give ourselves a chance on offense, to be honest with you.
Down big, obviously, here going into halftime. What do you tell these kids?
That it doesn't matter what the score is right now. It just matters on how hard you play the rest of this half.
That's awesome. Thanks, Coach, for your time. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, JJ.
36-7, Maple Grove leads Park at halftime. More of our halftime on the second half. Still to come on CCX. It's a hearty crowd that is stuck in on a cold Friday night of football to watch Maple Grove and Park, the 6A playoffs starting tonight across the state, and Maple Grove winning 36-7 at halftime. Look at halftime highlights from the first half, I should say. Maple Grove getting an early possession, and they have an early turnover. Henry staying with the fumble here. Park Cottage Grove able to recover. They got one first down, but that was it. And then Maple Grove gets the football back, and they get the first point. Harney rolling out, hits his tight end. Ramatka goes in for a 20-yard touchdown. Those two combined as well on the two-point conversion to make it 8-0. Then Dylan Vokal getting loose. He goes for 65 yards here in the first quarter. That makes it 15-0. First play of the second quarter, they go on a fourth down play to Vokal again, who rushed for 117 yards in the first half. He picks up 14 there, keeps the drive going. Ryder Skanson with some big runs in the first half. This one sets up a touchdown. It's Harney on the quarterback sneak going in. Caden Harding with the rushing TD. He's thrown for one. And the Maple Grove offense continued to roll. It's Skanson bearing his head, spins into the end zone for a touchdown. Park comes back, and their next drive, they get inside the 20-yard line, and on a fourth down, the throw from Peterson to Morgan.
Just great effort on that.
Grabbing it sort of in the back of the end zone. One more look at it. We looked at a replay. He has it initially, hits the ground, gathers it back in. It's called a touchdown. That's all that matters. It's a TD. Points up on the board for Park to make it 29-7. Maple Grove comes right back, and in the final minute of the half, Skanson runs it in for his second touchdown. Severs the extra point, and there's where we're at now at halftime at 36-7. Crimson looking solid. 246 rushing yards, Ryan. 3 for 3 passing for 43 yards. Dozen first downs, and they've looked pretty solid.
Yeah, and I know, I mean, obviously you don't have Chuck Langama in there, but by committee, Dylan Vokal done a great job. Henry Staying has done a great job, and Ryder Skanson has really run hard tonight. So you're getting those yards, those touches filled by a choir of people here, and they're doing a great job.
Take another timeout. We'll come back. Ryan will head back down to the field. We'll hear from Coach Lombardi. And our coverage of prep football on CCX continues after this. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Down to the field we go. Ryan Iverson with Coach Lombardi.
Hey, Coach, 36-7 there in the first half. What'd you think of your team's performance?
I thought we did some good things to get the score where it is, but we got to get a lot better. I think there was a lot of ragged, a lot of fumbles on exchanges, and defensively I thought we got flat sometimes. So I think we're going to try to be a better team this quarter. I think we can get better.
Hey, without Chuck in there, obviously more running back by committee, but you got to love how guys have been responding.
Yeah, they did a nice job, and our offensive line's played really well all year, and so, yeah, we're going to look a little different. Probably not as many explosive plays, but we'll have to get first downs and manufacture things and get good, hard 6-7 yard gains and make it work. But I was proud of our kids. They're stepping up.
Defensively, anything you want to see differently?
It's just flying around. I sometimes get frustrated. We give up too many big plays, and then we kind of let our dauber down a little bit. I don't like that. Like I said, I like, hey, they got a 40-yard play, but we caught them, and that defense should be excited. That's another chance to get out there and make a play instead of getting their heads down. So we got to get our daubers up.
And biggest question of all, as you're getting older, do you get cold now outside in these kind of games?
I don't know. I think my blood stopped circulating about 10 years ago, so I'm doing all right.
All right, good luck in the second half, Lombo. Back to you, JJ.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks to both coaches for taking some time with us at halftime here as we get ready for the second half kickoff. Winner tonight, obviously, looks like Maple Grove, that the Crimson, this score holds, would host the winner of Edina Farmington. Edina up on the Tigers tonight, 21-0. So very well could be Edina Maple Grove here next Friday night. But warmer temperatures expected, like up to 48 on next Friday after very cold here the next 5 days or so. Look for at least one more decent Friday night of football. It's not raining tonight, as I mentioned in the pregame. We've had some really awful nights the last couple of days, but it is bitterly cold with the wind that is here. So those of you who have stayed home and watched our stream or telecast, we appreciate you tuning in for our coverage tonight of the 6A playoffs. And more coming in the coming weeks as long as we have local teams alive in our CCX area. I mentioned the section volleyball final coming up next Wednesday, always well attended, and 2 of the best teams in the state, Wayzata and Champlain Park, will meet 7 o'clock at Osseo High School. And the match you can watch live here on CCX, the winner going on to the state tournament. Park will receive the opening kickoff. You can see the wind. If you see the camera shaking, that's because the wind is that strong up top that's blowing their cameras around a little bit. Our guys are doing their best to hold steady, but that's the wind that is at their back that is causing that view. Another short kick here on the opening kickoff of the second half, and it is bouncing around. It looks like the Crimson got this one down at the 23-yard line. They had tried that a couple of times, this time kicking it a little deep. And there's our linebacker, Bothine, who's been in a lot of plays. Yeah. Ryan making the play. And the sophomore comes up with the special teams play, giving the Crimson the football at the 23-yard line to start the second half.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was designed. He just kind of put it perfectly between the different levels. And I'll tell you, it just looked like Maple Grove had a little more urgency than Cottage Grove did. That's a live ball, remember, after 10 yards. And Maple Grove, it's just how you want to start it, too. And that's a tough kick to do right in between the levels. Great coverage down the field, especially by Bothine.
And Weigel with first contact on the football kind of pushed it forward a little bit and allowed Thien to get the recovery. So first down and 10 for Maple Grove. They are at the 23 of Park, already leading. 36-7, Harney roll out and just off the hands of the intended receiver, Walseth. There is a flag down and perhaps an offensive holding here against Maple Grove.
Yeah, nice play action. Again, nice job by Caden Harney getting to the outside. As soon as he threw it, he looked upwards. He knew he let his receiver, Walseth, just too much on that one. But either way, it was coming back anyway because of a hold.
So back up Maple Grove 10 yards and make it first down and 20 from the Park 33.
When you got to wonder too, John, if Maple Grove is able to punch this in, what do you start thinking about resting guys and keeping guys out of there? Kind of that tricky decision always as a coach.
They'll give it to Vokal on first down and 20, and he only gets 3 yards. A nice tackle after a couple of yard gain there by Blasey.
Well, it's good to see Blasey back in there. He'd hurt his shoulder, it looked like, in the first half. He's a really good football player. He's a great tackler.
Second down and 17 for the Crimson. And they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, I didn't like the way they were aligned there. Got to get a pretty good chunk of play here on 2nd and 20 too. You want to get or 2nd and 17. Get a big chunk of that back.
Well, we talked about the playoffs start tonight. 52 weeks ago tonight, this is the way Maple Grove started with a win over Hopkins. 67-0 dominating performance. Week 2 then took on Forest Lake, which was the last home game for a big group of Crimson seniors. They won that one. Went to Chanhassen in the Stowe. Charlie Roush with a touchdown. Henry Stangl wore 22 last year with an interception late in that game.
That was a good
Tanner
game.
Allbeck with a great tackle there late against Lakeville South, and then on to the Prep Bowl and beat down of Rosemount 27-10. Jacob Kilzer and the rest of Maple Grove Crimson, and they win the 6A championship a year ago. A great memory for all the kids and community and coaches who were part of that team. Well, 13-0 team.
Yeah, and that was 2nd down and 17. There you see the home of the Crimson, the state champions, and until someone knocks them off, they're the defending state champions. On that 2nd down play, Dylan Vokal, really nice throw by Caden Harney, put it right on the money, just a drop. But I'll tell you what, as someone who broadcasts and watches football, and we're not supposed to cheer for teams, but if you remember the way Rosemount played in that game and some of the sportsmanship that was going on, I've never been more pumped when Maple Grove hung on there and really took it to him. It was great.
They'll throw to Stang, and he's thrown back past the 35-yard line.
Guess who?
Lazy, and it's a hard hit on the turf there for Stang. He got dinged a little bit, and see if he comes out here.
Well, you worry about that. Watch the back of the head. You always worry about that head going back on the turf. You see that hard hit, and that's what's scary. And it was a legal play. A great tackle, too, by Blasey. He's had a couple of great plays tonight, and 2 especially here in the second half.
4th down and long as they'll take a look at him there and there'll be the first punt of the night for Maple Grove. Trying to pin Park down inside the 10. They're going to do. They're going to park him down to the 2-yard line. And Skanson on special teams is there to touch the ball and set up Park inside their 5.
Nice when you can have your quarterback do that punt, too. Caden Harney on that punt. And if you're going to punt in that short of a field, that's exactly what you're shooting for. You want to try to bury the other team in that, within their 5 or 10-yard line. Excellent special teams. But how about that stand by Cottage Grove right after the kickoff? Maple Grove recovers, but a good hold by the Wolfpack defense.
From the 2-yard line and a short gain, Peterson has remained in quarterback. We saw Misker Asias for a series or 2, but it's been mostly Peterson in the first half. Skanson there on the tackle defensively as he stays in the ball game, and Park gets a yard and to be second down and 9.
Osseo a little bit more of a throwing threat, but he also fumbled that last time, and you wonder, too, if that's one of the reasons they're keeping Peterson, the senior, in the game.
He's in his end zone wanting to throw, does get rid of it, and ball thrown toward the 15-yard line, intended for Tate, but incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, and Peterson tried to drag that out as long as he could to allow his receivers to get open. That's always dangerous in the end zone. You don't want to take a safety, but he did a great job of staying in the pocket, holding on to it, and got rid of it. Still had to get rid of it a little bit early and just a little short.
Yeah, didn't panic at all, right?
Nope,
I mean, you feel it when you're 5-6 yards deep in your end zone. As he is again here, gets rid of it and almost intercepted at the 13-yard line, broken up and incomplete. And it'll be 4th down for Park. And they'll punt from their end zone.
Yeah, Thien almost with that interception. You see a lot of quarterbacks rush throws when they're backed up like that. And I thought even though Peterson didn't complete any of those, he stood in there as long as he possibly could. I never liked those rollout to a short field, John, as a quarterback, especially in high school, because you limit to your only 1, maybe 2 receivers, and the defense is over there too. I like a middle of the field drop back where you can have the whole field to work with.
Come on, they count any players like we don't have enough guys out here. Now they've got their 11th man out, and now they got to take a timeout. Play clock was running down.
They're going to get a
penalty.
game.
Not get the timeout in time. So it is indeed a delay of game. We'll back them up from the 3 to the 1.5. Gives you just that much less room though in the back of the end zone as the punter though too, right?
Well, the same thing. The snap has to be good, and as a punter, you got to think of timing and quickness. You got to get that off, but you don't want to necessarily rush your mechanics either. You got to get a good one off. They're punting into the wind. And you can see where, they have Dylan Vokal receiving at the 30-yard line. So no matter what, it's going to be a pretty short field here. But you don't want to have a miscue on the snap and potentially a safety.
All right, everybody up at the line of scrimmage on 4th down. You see Kamadi just in front of the back end of that end zone. Just gets the kid. Oh, no, he did that blocked.
That's a touchdown.
It is a touchdown for Maple Grove. I thought he had gotten away. Instead, it gets blocked and recovered by Buchholz for the touchdown.
Great rush right up the middle. And again, a little bit shorter than you normally would like because of where the ball was. So he's backed up against the back of that end zone. And a really great play by Cedric Buchholz. It happened so quick. You got to have that quick hand-eye and that quick reaction. And Buchholz able to get on it. Again, that complimentary football, Maple Grove doing it in all 3 phases tonight.
Senior linebacker getting the touchdown.
Tell you, when you're a defensive guy and you have a shot to get in the end zone, you just don't. You'll fight over. You'll rip your own teammate's arm off to get that touchdown. I can tell you that.
High snap. Vokal gets it down. Severs curls it inside the left upright, and it's 43-7.
That looked like one of my drives off the tee there. Only usually goes the other way, left to right. But again, let's see. Look at the pressure right up the middle. I couldn't tell who got it. I think it was Weigel that got the block, 24.
And Buchholz the recovery.
Yeah, and look at Buchholz and Robbinsdale. Watch them fight over this. You're going to see Weigel coming in there.
Oh, yeah.
Great job. And watch these two guys fight over this. You think defensive guys want to score? They're wrestling with each other. Give them each 3 points. And they're joking about it, but you can see both guys. They're still fighting over it. And finally, I think Robbinsdale was like, "You can have it. You deserve it."
You're the senior.
Yep, Yep, you got it.
When you saw our replay, the first look at it, the back judge, we couldn't see the ball getting blocked. We saw it from the high view that Weigel got the block. He's had a terrific game here tonight.
And I don't know if you saw that, John.
Special teams.
He was going through 2 blockers, too. I mean, it was just a heck of a play.
So 43-7 after the Weigel block and recovery by Buchholz, touchback, and Park will have it from their 20-yard line.
We'll say Buch Rabanek that got that touchdown there. Combination. We got to interview those two post game just to talk about them fighting over that touchdown. Yeah, to your point. I mean, you talked about Weigel's had a heck of a game. Thien has had a heck of a game. Rabanek's been great. Just you could go about 10, 12 deep for Maple Grove. Just really getting a nice team effort.
And up the middle. And football is he obviously played for a number of years. It's such a team game. I thought about this earlier when we were putting together the piece about the playoff run Maple Grove had last year. You could name a lot of guys who had good seasons, but there are so many players that contributed to victories, individual victories, and then the total team effort. You couldn't narrow it down to even half a dozen players. And so that's the kind of work that you need and the kind of teamwork that you need to build a championship.
And I'll tell you, too, John, I played my junior and senior year at Eden Prairie. We won both prep bowls, and we were undefeated during that time. And in both of those prep bowls, we had guys that didn't start. They were seniors and weren't really a big part of it, but they played special teams, and they made 2 touchdown-saving tackles on kickoffs and punts. And it's one of those where you do at one point during the year, everyone's going to make a play if you're going to have that kind of a run.
Peterson throwing on 3rd and short and gets a completion out to the 40. And at the 42, it's Tate on the catch and a first down for Park. And they've moved the ball 14 yards on that play, and their first down here in the second half.
Yeah, nice throw that time. Again, Peterson just hanging in that pocket as pressure was bearing down on him, and he put it right on the money. Tate, nice catch and run, and a good first down.
Their second first down through the air tonight, 6th overall, 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack from their 42. Early here in the third quarter. Maple Grove with the only points here in the second half on the punt block in the end zone. Showing some pressure. It's on the ground. It's Salmonson getting a yard to the 43. Maybe 2 yards to the 44. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Urbanek and Buchholz, the last two off the bottom of the pile for Maple Grove. Park gets right back up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I like Park still running the football, right? Trying not to do anything fancy, not getting away from their game plan, and that's the right thing to do. And keep an eye on 13, Skylar Morgan. He was a huge part of that first half.
Peterson keeping, and he's out across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Thien on the tackle. A good 2nd down run of 5 yards by the quarterback.
Yeah, remember, they moved the football a little bit in that first half, and they had drives like this where they were winning 1st and 2nd down, setting up 3rd and manageable here.
3rd down and 4 to go. Morgan, they go with a little pass / handoff again, and they're going to call it, as you had said in the first half, that is a pass and not a handoff, and so that's an incomplete pass and not a fumble recovery for Maple Grove. Look at it again, definitely a toss, and unable to hang on to it. Draheim on the coverage defensively of Morgan.
Well, and I think you just touched on it, John. Draheim was there, and I want to say that Morgan saw that. And for that split second, when you know that contact's about to come, you take your eye off of it just for a second there.
And Salmonson gets turned around. Draheim is there again on the coverage along with Skanson. And loss on the play. And Park will have to punt.
No, that was 4th down. That was 4th and 5.
Oh, that was 4th down, yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, surprised they went for a run up the middle. On 4th, that was 4th and 5. And again, just great job by Draheim getting that good push.
So Maple Grove does take over on downs here at the 47. Skanson, nice game both sides of the ball, lines up in the backfield. Hand to the tailback, and Buchholz got hit almost immediately. Ball's forward for a yard. Got a good hit and setting up a 2nd down and 9. The tackle by Lance Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes good job getting a good push. Met him right in the backfield. Just no place to go. Good to see Henry Stang back in the game, too, after there's that kind of goofy defensive line formation, 3-4 yards off. And I'll tell you, it throws you off as a lineman because you're not necessarily – you have different responsibilities of who you're supposed to block. Jeez.
Like second and third efforts by Skanson, and he picks up a first down. Gain of 10.
Looks like a bowling ball just knocking pins down. Just a physical runner. And again, just one of those guys, and you can kind of see whatever happens this year, and Maple Grove is certainly good enough to make a deep run, but you can just see the pieces as these guys become juniors, become seniors. You can see the makings of maybe another really great team. If not this year, definitely next year and the year after.
It's Buchholz getting the carry, and he'll get a couple of yards, maybe 3, down to the 34-yard line. Center getting a couple of carries here. Second half.
And Blasey, again, number 33, having a really good game defensively. Number of tackles tonight.
Second down, Maple Grove, and 7 to go. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 43-7. We're on the 5.5 minutes away from running time in this one. If it holds 35 points or more for Maple Grove. Not much doing on that run. On 2nd and 7, we'll bring up 3rd and 6 after Stang gets 1 yard.
Yeah, Zach Carr getting in on the tackle, and I'll tell you what, Cottage Grove, too, has a number of sophomores making plays on both sides of the ball, and they're building for the future as well. They had a tough schedule this year. I mean, they played some good teams. Got beat handily by some of them, and a couple were closer. Certainly this Cottage Grove team has enough to build off. There's that kind of different-looking defense again.
On 3rd down, Harney step into his throw, floats it. It's a first down to Vokal at the sideline at the 23-yard line. Pickup of 11 yards on Vokal's second catch tonight, because he's run the ball 9 times. It's got a touchdown and picks up a first down here for his team.
Yeah, and a heads-up play, knowing where that first down marker was, getting well past it. And I'll tell you what, too, is Caden Harney, knowing that his receiver was open, took his time. He didn't try to, Brett Favre it in there. He just kind of lofted it up, put it right on the money, easy throw to catch, and a nice first down pickup.
From the 24, Harney on the keeper, and he will go up the middle and pick up, looks like 10 yards and another first down.
I don't wonder if they're not going to just audible to that quarterback keeper every time they see Parker Cottage Grove in that defense, because they've run it twice against it, and he's gotten good runs. And just say, hey, your responsibility to the lineman is block whoever's in front of you. Just charge off the ball.
1st and 10, Maple Grove from the Park 13. Harney will keep it again, driving toward the end zone. He'll get down to the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Maple Grove.
Great push up front. You see the big fellas there, especially Mason Breen. Great push. Caden Harney is a great athlete, good basketball player, and a good athlete, and he's going to be a really good dual threat. He can run the football.
1st and goal from the 2. Harney will keep it, the push up the middle, and he's into the end zone for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. And Maple Grove a point away from 50. The shades of last season, we saw Jacob Kilzer run the ball so much, and Harney here carrying 3 times in a row and gets into the end zone.
Well, and the biggest thing you saw with Kilzer, John, was just physically from his sophomore year to his junior year, how much bigger and stronger he got, and then to his senior year. And if Caden Harney, who's a great thrower of the football, if he can continue physically to get like that, he's going to be he already is, but he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Minnesota, I believe. And you see, of course, there's a lot of talk in the NFL about the tush push. There you see Skanson getting behind and giving that push. It's a play that's really, really hard to stop.
Skanson a couple of rushing touchdowns tonight. Harney now with 2. Vokal had one. A lot of guys involved, and Maple Grove up big here late in the third quarter. They'll be home next Friday night and host what looks to be Edina. Last we heard, they were up big on Farmington.
Yeah, they get Edina next week. Then after that, probably most likely Stillwater. And of the 4 number 1 seeds, I believe Stillwater probably the weakest of those 4. So I think it's a pretty favorable matchup and bracket for that guy right there.
In that game, again, Maple Grove, if they win next week, would be November 9th at Park Center. Kickoff here by Bodie Skifstrom. The senior gets a chance at a kickoff here, and a return for Park out past the 45. Still on his feet at midfield before he's finally driven back. It's Brian Wright. Found a lane, broke a tackle, and took a pop at the end, hung on to the football. And a nice little run back there for the junior Wright.
Yeah, I think he had a nice return earlier in the game, too. He's given them 2 nice kickoff returns. Good field position right at midfield.
Skylar Morgan's been a big part of the offense tonight for Park. Lines up to the left here. Ball at the 50 for the Wolfpack. Grove getting their personnel on the field now as they get some other players in the game. It's Morgan on the end around, 45-yard line, steps inside the 40, and a nice pickup of 12 yards for Skylar Morgan.
Yeah, great play design. All the action going to the left. They get Morgan the ball coming back to the right. And again, he's shown to be really explosive when he has the ball in his hands.
First and 10 from the 38 of Maple Grove. Peterson will hand off. It's Selmanson, and he'll get some yardage up the middle on a pickup of 5 yards. Tackle made by Gavin Plattick, senior. Another one of the guys who had a brother who played last year. Christian was an offensive lineman. Gavin gets the tackle here. Park again right back up to the line of scrimmage. Quick little throw. That'll be a first down for Morgan. And he's inside the 25-yard line of the 23.
Yeah, easy throw, easy catch. A great block, too, by Dom Dean, number 14, the receiver playing way on the outside. His block kind of triggers the whole success of that play, and he had a great block, did a nice job of holding it, too. See that right at the right of our screen there, and that's what freed Morgan up.
On first down, they go back to Morgan again, and this time can't spin out of the 3 Crimson players that surrounded him. And short gain, if anything, there.
And you see
Paddock and Becker Kalsher, and Carson Default on the tackle.
Yeah, you see the Wolfpack making a concerted effort to get Morgan involved on this series, and when they've been able to do that tonight, he's usually produced.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 20. He'll throw again. Completion, 15-yard line, down to the 10, racing toward the end zone as he inbounds, and yes, in for the touchdown. That's Ben Andrews.
Great drive by the Wolfpack on that one. Quick passes, got their quarterback in a great rhythm. Morgan did a lot of the work on that offensive series, but then Ben Andrews, again, showing great speed, able to turn the corner, race up the sideline, and a touchdown for the Wolfpack.
Peterson's second TD throw of the night. And it's 50-13. Extra point attempt here from Jillian Nelson. And she drills it through, and it's 50-14 with 1:42 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, good drive that time by the Wolfpack. There's a little ball fake. Nice job. Great pass, too, by Peterson. And I'll tell you, when you do some quick throws like that, like they did on that drive, John, you get your quarterback into a confidence and a rhythm. And, again, easy throw, easy catch, and good speed. Good blocking down the field, too. right along the sideline. They're able to stay in bounds and get in the end zone.
A positive play for Park here late in the third quarter. Get their second score up on the board. Into the 10, and that's something you couldn't imagine, Ryan, right? When you played,
having a tent.
Well, not that so much as
TV,
going and able to see immediately see the plays that the series just had of the play, and having that video at a touch.
Well, we did have media coverage back when I was an athlete, and you and Corky Taylor doing my basketball games against Hopkins, and Corky telling me that I was deceptively quick.
You were fast. You were actually quick, not deceptively
no,
quick.
I think it was just deceptively quick. He said it about...
It's hung on.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Since.
I used that as bulletin board material every time I was training.
Oh, the ball comes out on the return. Did Park get on it, or Maple Grove get it back? Wolfpack have it. Well done. Wow. So they get the recovery and they kick again. Handled at the 22-yard line, and trying to find some room and make something happen was... And the ball comes out of the hands of Reggie Williams there and recovered by Park.
Yeah, and that's where sometimes when you try to do too much, especially when you're not used to handling the ball as much, sometimes it's okay to just go down, right? You save the possession, but good momentum here for Cottage Grove.
Ball at the 27 of Maple Grove. Peterson, handoff inside, and gain of a couple of yards will bring up second down and 8.
Well, either way, you love the fight that you're seeing. If you're Cottage Grove right now, kids not giving up, even though it's a big deficit here, still playing hard, still trying to find a way to get in the end zone.
Minute to go in the third. On second down, give to Salmonson again, pushes forward to the 15-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down for Park.
Yeah, good push up front, and nice job. You can see why Salmonson had a good year, been their leading rusher. He's got some good speed, good strength too.
First and 10 from the 15. And off, Salmonson again, 5-6 yards. He pushes his way inside the 10-yard line to the 9 before he's brought down. Gain on first down of 6. 17 carries tonight for Salmonson. Second down and 4 to go. Back up on the line of scrimmage. Perhaps the final play of the quarter. Give it to number 12 again. Salmonson. Oh, the ball comes out. He might have been down already. Maple Grove got on, and I think he was down before the ball popped out. Got down to the 4 and got a first down, and it's first and goal for Park.
Yeah, he went airborne there. And definitely you could tell the ground caused that fumble.
And that will be the final play of the third quarter. Maple Grove puts up with a couple of touchdowns. Park gets one on their last drive. Driving for more here. That's the end of the third quarter. Our score, Maple Grove 50, Park 14. Back with the fourth on CCX after this. Start of the fourth quarter in Maple Grove, 50-14. Maple Grove leading Park. Cold Friday night. Wolfpack driving for more on 1st and goal. And a flag comes down. Offside, an encroachment on Maple Grove. Bring up 1st and goal from the 2. First down from the 2. Peterson, his fullback runs into him, got the football, and
that ball's on the ground.
Out.
Yeah.
Maple Grove ends up with the football. Looks like it was Gavin Elmquist with it, and it's going to be a touchback and a recovery for Maple Grove.
Well, you can see, too, Blasey was the running back at fullback. A little miscommunication with the quarterback. Quarterback actually made the tackle. I couldn't tell. I don't know if he ever really got good control of that football. It came out late. Let's see if we can see when that ball came out. Yeah, you see the ball squirt out. And nice job. Good hands, too, by Elmquist there. Gavin Elmquist recovers that football. Devastating for Cottage Grove, but Maple Grove, big turnover there, gets the touchback.
Riley Melcher. He got hurt in that first playoff game last year against Hopkins. He had come in relief of Jacob Kilser and didn't recover until right before the season. So even this year, his activity has been limited. That unfortunate season-ending injury he had in the first playoff game this week, 52 weeks ago, and now takes over at quarterback as Maple Grove gets their reserves in on offense. Ollie Clausen took the handoff there on first down.
Well, it's good to see.
Melcher is a captain on this team.
Good to see him back and getting a chance.
So you get everybody in here on both sides of the football to get some snaps here in the fourth quarter. On what should be running time the rest of the way here with a margin plus 35.
Yeah.
Flag is out.
I think it's a false start in the backfield.
Penalty back up Maple Grove 5. We'll wind the clock again. Well, they haven't seen it here in the booth. Now we go. Inside of 11 minutes to go. Ball backed up for Maple Grove to their 15 on second down and 15. Out of the I formation, Melcher. Handoff and spinning is Clausen out to the 17-yard line. Pickup of a couple of yards. To bring up third down and long.
Nice tackle by Cody Akins, who's had a couple of nice hits tonight. Only a sophomore for the Wolfpack. Yeah, Maple Grove in no hurry. Going to run that play clock probably down to within 5 on most of their plays. This is one of those where you just want to get out of here with no one getting hurt.
Third and long for the Crimson. They'll run that play clock down a little more, under 10. Now the snap, Melcher. Airing it out, underthrown a little bit. It almost caught by Williams at midfield. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, Melcher showing off the arm. That's thrown into the wind, too. The ball kind of hung a little bit, but it was definitely a chance and almost a great catch by Williams. I think if that ball isn't tipped there right at the end, he probably hangs on to that and catches that.
Well covered downfield by the Wolfpack, and Maple Grove will have to punt it away here.
Yeah.
Harney back in the lineup to punt, and he just got it away. Rushed his kick, short kick. It'll take a Maple Grove hop, though, and a couple more and be down at the 39. So Park will have it inside the Crimson 40. Clock continuing to run.
That'll be something to keep in mind as we get into closer games, John, is when you have your quarterback as your punter, you never know on a 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 where he could end up keeping it and they run a fake. So I always think that's a dangerous, potent option if your quarterback can punt. And also we've seen him do those quick punts when they don't have anyone back either, and he's done a really nice job of that this year.
Park from the 39-yard line. Salmonson gets a couple of yards. Skanson is back into the lineup. Makes the tackle.
He's like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns isn't enough. I want some defensive action yet tonight. Love it.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Wolfpack from the Crimson 36. Salmonson again. He's into the secondary, and he'll spin down to the 26-yard line and pick up a 1st down. Couple of carries for senior back-to-back. 1st and 10 from Maple Grove 26, inside of 8 minutes to play now. Peterson will throw on 1st down. That's Morgan on the completion, 20-yard line. Gang tackled by the Crimson. He'll get 9 there.
And again, just nothing fancy. They're just chipping away, getting positive yards on every play. Easy throw and catch. That's how I would have liked to see the Wolfpack start the game. Get Peterson a nice rhythm, a quick rhythm like he's got here in the second half.
Gavin Platic is the injured player for Maple Grove.
Looks like a cramp. Anytime they start stretching those legs, even though it's cold weather, your muscles can tighten and you see them with water, and generally it's more of a cramp that you're worried about.
It got to hurt even more when it's
cold,
this cold, right? And you're not used to cold, did it? I mean, it came in a hurry.
Well, I can tell you, I as an athlete, I never got cramps when I played, and now that I've been older and had Achilles surgeries, I had my first one about 3 years ago. It was during the middle of the night in my foot, and I screamed. I mean, I didn't know what was happening. So I used to make fun of people that would, like LeBron James showing agony with cramps. But after experiencing some now, it is definitely no joke. But the good news is it usually passes relatively quickly. Those calf, you see a lot of them in their calves and feet, but they are not pleasant.
Park football here, trying to get their 3rd score of the game, 2nd of the second half, and Platic could jog it off.
Yeah, it's good to see. They can be painful. I'll tell you, just after doing halftime out in this cold, I'm heading to the Gopher game tomorrow, and it's going to be colder than this, so I better toughen up here in a hurry. Well, speaking of Jacob Kilser at Air Force ranked in the top 25 this year. Really a heck of a football program.
Saw a little bit of their game last week. It was on CBS. First down run, or it's a first down with that run. Down to the 15-yard line, Salmonson. A lot of Salmonson and Morgan, right? And those guys have been terrific. Have gotten them some definite plus plays tonight.
When you look at that, I mean, they've averaged a lot of rushing yards, a lot of passing yards. You can see why. Those two guys really talented.
Salmonson on 1st down, and he'll get 5 down to the 10-yard line.
And sometimes when you're playing a really good team, John, like Maple Grove, you feel like you got to do trick plays or do things that are out of character. I truly believe if the Wolfpack had started the game like this with these quick throws and just basic running plays, they might have been able to get into a rhythm earlier in the game.
Salmonson, and it'll be first and goal for the Wolfpack. He gained 6 more there. Tackle made by Brody Berglund. First and goal from the Crimson 4. Peterson, handoff. Salmonson, second effort to the end zone and in for the touchdown.
Well, they took advantage of a short field, a couple of throws, and otherwise you're seeing a lot of Brett Salmonson up the middle, and he's able to punctuate a pretty good game, a great season, and a really good career there with a rushing touchdown. You see the hugs. A lot of these guys, it's going to be the last time they play football, and so it's emotional. It means a lot. And whether you're winning or losing, it still means a lot. And you see his teammates supporting him and loving him, and you love to see that. It's one of those things, you when you start your high school career, you think it's going to last forever, and you blink an eye, and there you are in your last game as a senior. And the emotions, whether you're winning a prep bowl or whether you're losing in a playoff game, it hits you, and you realize what a great ride it's been and how much you've enjoyed playing with your lifelong friends and your teachers, your community. It's just, even for guys that are going to college, it's a different feeling, and it's something that I'm 44, and I can still remember those moments and days like it was yesterday, and it stays with you.
And all those guys you played with, and you talked about it before, whether or not they were, stars or not, or regular contributors, and how much you guys meant together, each other as a team, right? It's just it's something you don't forget.
And you remember the games, obviously, as there's a look at that touchdown run. Again, nice push up the middle, good run. It's all the little things. It's the practices. It's the jokes. It's the camaraderie, the team dinners. As you know, with Jack last year, part of that. And especially when you make that playoff run and that state championship run, it's the parents become involved. You're good friends with how many of the dads from doing that. And it's just something that when you're in the middle of it, you feel like, oh, it's going to last forever. And then it's done, and you never get that again. You get other joys, right? Obviously, when you go to college, if you play in college, it's a different level of competition and happiness and success. You get married, you have kids, all that stuff is great, but there's something about playing high school sports with your guys that there's just nothing else like it.
Short kick, retreat at the 35. There's some room there, and down the sideline, breaking into the open and all the way down inside the red zone. For the long return, Mike Tracy.
Otherwise known as Carl Lewis and Usain Bolt. Look at him, just shot out of a cannon. Again, when you're not used to maybe getting the ball, you all of a sudden you see that C part open, and look at the speed. And
got down to the 10-yard line on a return of 54 yards.
That was awesome. You see his teammates pumped up for him, too. That was great.
Junior linebacker sets Maple Grove up, first down and goal from the 10.
Junior linebacker next week might be the starting tailback for this team. I think Coach Lumbo's got to take a look at the film here. You see his teammates still fired up for him. John, it reminds me, I was coaching my son Max in youth football back in 6th or 7th grade, and I had a guy that played lineman. He was an undersized lineman, but didn't show much in practice, so I didn't know it. Well, played just like that. He took a kickoff return, and he was the fastest guy on our team. And after that play, I put him at our running back. He ended up being the best running back on our team. So sometimes you never know.
The Taiwo was...
You didn't even want to try that first name, huh?
Fian, they call him. Fian Taiwo. And he's walking off under his own power, so that's good to see here. Again, Maple Grove's offense will come out, first down, and goal from the 10.
I think I know who the post game's going to be. It's going to be Mike Tracy after that return.
Melcher stays in at quarterback, first down here from the 10-yard line. Hand off and a run inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3. Ryan Kasbaum.
Yeah, nice run. Good job by that offensive line. There was a nice hole on the left side there.
He gets 5 yards, goes to 6 yards on first down. Second down for the Crimson, and goal to go from inside the 5. Give to the first back through. That's Clausen. Got close to the goal line, but he stopped short. That'll be third down and goal from there.
Good hard run. Again, physical right up the middle.
Clausen, a senior. Would mean a lot, I bet, to him to get a touchdown right here in the playoffs.
Yep. And that's what you want to try to do. You want to get, especially your seniors that maybe aren't getting a ton of opportunity, and they get this kind of a chance to get a score in a playoff game. It's a big deal.
Well, the Melcher, another senior.
Yep.
One of them's going to get it here. Oh, and hit and dropped for a loss was Clausen back to the 2-yard line.
They kicking? Yep. Well, Ella Waltz getting a chance here to kick a field goal. I love it.
Ella is a senior. An 18-yard field goal attempt, 19-yard field goal attempt. But down, balls with a kick. It is up, and it is through.
Oh, that's awesome.
As excited as anybody has been all night, right?
Well, you could hear the crowd was chanting, Ella, Ella. You see the smile, look at that smile. That's priceless. That's great. 19 yards. It would have been good from 35. It looked like she got good leg on it. And her teammates fired up, too.
Inside the upright, and good for 3.
Good height on it, too. And yeah, Colombo is excited, too.
53-21. That is a great moment.
Yep.
3 kickers that they've used tonight. The Walls and Skiffstrom, and of course Severs, and getting 3 points here late in the fourth quarter.
Hey, we kicked the field goal. Now you get the kickoff, too. Double duty. Love it.
53-21, Crimson. Maple Grove will be home next Friday night against Edina, 7 o'clock kickoff. As I mentioned when you were down on the field, Ryan, next Friday supposed to be much warmer, about 15 to 20 degrees warmer than it is here tonight. We'll be at Armstrong, presumably Armstrong Cooper, but Maple Grove will be here to take on the Hornets, and the winner from there going on to the state playoffs for 2023. Walls with the kickoff. So they'll travel to the 20-yard line. They'll pitch it back. To return out to the 30. It's Morgan. He's in the secondary and going down the sideline before he's pulled down from behind by Kevin Toe.
A great return and a great tackle, too, by Toe. Staying with it and able to catch him and bring him down. Skylar Morgan, he's one of those guys I think you could probably put on any team and he would be a valuable member. He's just got that great speed and ability to just get open and get into the open field. Good speed, fun to watch.
Look at it again. Morgan finds a little lane. So Park inside the 30 on that first down run. Clock running down to 2 minutes to go. From the 27, Peterson will hand the ball off. And a carry down to about the 21-yard line is DJ Wade, a senior running back, getting a chance to carry the football here late in the game. Minute 30 and counting. Inside run again. It'll be a first down that was a first down run and close to another one. Looks like they'll mark him just short.
And again, you love Cottage Grove still battling here, still fighting to the very end.
Second and about half a yard. Run up the middle and a hard run for about 4 more yards. It's John Kelly, a senior. So like Maple Grove, guys getting a chance here in their last high school game, carry the football or block or whatever their role is here.
No, John
calls it out.
Not look like a guy you'd want to tackle either.
Right.
225 pounds of solid muscle.
And Maple Grove defense ready this time on the inside run. They're not going to allow a touchdown on this drive, right, in the final 30 seconds. Could be the last play of the game here. Peterson will hand off, and that will do it. And Maple Grove will move on. Survive and advance. They win their 7th game of the season. It's 53-21, Ryan, on to the next round.
Yeah, and I thought Maple Grove came out, did exactly what they wanted to do tonight. They got up to a big lead. They were consistent. They ran the football, had a couple of good plays in the passing game. Defensively played pretty good, and same with Cottage Grove, too. Thought they continued to compete, and when you're the 2 seed, the defending state champ, it's exactly what you wanted to do. And you get out of here with a good, convincing win, and you get ready to go next week. And at this point of the year, as they know from their run last year, it's week to week. It's a 1-week season. Now, you got to forget about this and figure out how do you beat Edina? What do we got to do? And more importantly, no one got hurt tonight either.
No. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Ryan will be down on the field. We'll hear from a couple of Crimson players. We'll continue and wrap up our coverage from Maple Grove High School after this. (53-21) the final. Maple Grove moves on to next week. Back to the field we go. Ryan Iverson standing by with 2 Crimson players.
All right, thanks, John. I'm with Ryder, Skanson, and Dylan Vokal. And Dylan, I'll get to you in a second. We'll start with you, Ryder. Listen, you guys have a great running back go down for the year. Mm-hmm. You're stepping in, getting a lot more carries tonight, almost 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. What'd you think of your effort tonight?
Could have been better, but I just kept driving the ball as hard as I could every play.
I thought, physically, you were really responsible for running up the middle, and I thought you punished them and physically just kept hammering them. Is that kind of the game plan when you get the ball?
That's Maple Grove football for you. That's all we do. Just pound the ball.
You like playing offense or defense better?
Well, they're both fun. I can't choose. They're all fun.
So you come out, you're the 2 seed. You come out exactly how you want to. You guys got up early, kind of a blowout win. How do you prepare now? Next week, you guys are going to be playing against Edina. What do you do this week? What do you think is critical for Maple Grove football?
The scout team, they're a big part of our team. They always give us hard in practice, good looks. That's a big part for our team.
Okay, thanks for all your time, and congrats on a great game tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Birthday Boy, we just saw you spin. Happy 17th birthday.
Thank you.
Any plans to celebrate tonight?
I mean, probably go out, get a little food, warm up, try and thaw out everything. I mean, it's a little chilly out here, but yeah, main thing was the football game, so.
Get home, watch the broadcast, obviously, on CCX.
Of course, rewatch for sure.
Hey, I talked a lot about you tonight, just kind of as a football player, right? I mean, we saw last week you threw 2 touchdowns. We've seen you catch touchdowns tonight, 120-something yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, what is your role? Is it kind of whatever coach asks of you?
I mean, I don't know. I just try to do whatever I can for the team, whatever role that may be. It does change up pretty often, but I try my best wherever I'm at.
We were told that your older brother was watching the broadcast tonight. Do you have anything you want to say to him?
Hey, have fun at Iowa State, man. I miss you, but thanks for watching, man.
Last question. You guys are young this year, right? You lost a lot of starters last year, but as the year's gone on, you've gotten better and better, and I think the playoff bracket really sets up well for you. I mean, what's your goal? What's the expectation for Maple Grove here as you go to the next round in the playoffs?
I mean, obviously the road only gets harder from here, but I mean, we're looking to go all the way, and I think if we put the work in and week out, I think we got what it takes.
Okay, last question. So let's say you're playing offense in practice, Dylan's on defense. Is he sticking it to you, or are you running over him?
I'm running him over. He knows.
Can you confirm that?
I mean, it depends on the day. I don't know. He's got a bit of resistance to change in motion there, a little inertia.
Well, congrats both you guys on a great night tonight, and we'll see you next week at Edina.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care, guys. Back to you, JJ.
All right. Thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks to those guys for sticking around. Dylan and Ryder, congratulations to them. And Maple Grove for the win tonight. 53-21 the final. Maple Grove will host Edina next week here at Maple Grove High School. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching. Crimson win their playoff opener. Good night from Maple Grove and CCX.